Assalamu alaikum. How are you, class? It's me, Shahbaz Hussain. So, the topic for the today's video is the functions. This is the basic topic of O level. So, we are going to start how to define the function, how we can calculate the numeric value of a function. So, first of all, the learning objectives of the function is to know what is a function, to know some of the key different type of function, what is the types of function, and able to perform calculations using functions. So we are going to move on the further queries about function. Can you think of any other type of function you have seen before? For example, a quadratic is basically the degree 2 equation. Here we have the variable of x square. The variable degree of the variable is square. So this type of equation or a function is called quadratic. Or a cubic means the maximum degree of the variable is 3 and the reciprocal is 1 over x, and the exponential is the anything power. It's a 2 power x, a 3 power x, is a x power something variable, or it's called exponential function. And the circular function is basically a circle equation, x square plus y square is equals to 16. This is the basically general form of the basic form of the circle equation. So next move on, we are going to check what is the difference of the graphs of this function. So the further one is you can see that a part is an exponential function, and the b one is the circular function, and the c1 is the reciprocal function, which is the inverse 1 over x, and the d you can see that a quadratic function graph, and the e is the cubic function graph. So these are the basic type of the functions of the graph. So if the function is exponential, then the graph is like that, and if the function is a circular, then the graph is like that, and if the function is a reciprocal, f of x is equals to 1 over something, then the graph will be like reciprocal. The curve is away from the origins, and if you see that the equation of function is a quadratic, then the graph is like u, there's upper one u and the lower one u, and if the function is a cubic function, then the graph is like a wave. So move on to how to calculate the numeric function and how do we represent the function. So first of all, the function notations, how we can write the function. So if equation is y is equals to mx plus c, so it is basically the function of a equation, straight equation. So we can say that function notation we usually use f of x. This is basically f of x, but does not have to be f. You will see the g and h and I and other alphabet. It ups to you to what is the representation of function is basically. So just we have to read how we can read this type of function. So we read just f of x or g of x. A function of g depends on x is a variable. So if we have an equation y is equals to 2x plus 3, so it would be written as f of x is equals to 2x plus 3. So this is the basically notation of the function is f of x. F of x means f is the function of x, which depends on the variable of x. What is the whatever the values of x is 1, x is 2, x is 3, and so on. So it is a representation of function. Think of it as the output for a given value of x. So whatever the values are of the x, so you can just put the value of x in this function, so you can get the basically output of the function. This is the value of x is the input, and when you got the answer, this is called output, or in the further math it's called domain and the range of the function. A domain is basically the number of values which is belongs to this certain variable, and range is whatever the value which we put and get an answer, then this is called a range, the range of function. If you use 2 here, so you got 7, so 2 is the basically domain which you use for the calculating the function's value, and when you got the answer, this is called a range. This is a further maths. So in O level, this is not necessary to what is the domain and range. So simply you can use input or output to write in the functions notation. So just move on for the next one. So you can see that this one is a classwork for for the class, the topic for the function. So you have to write the topic and day or date for the concerned one. So first you have to write the question. Question number 1, f of x is equals to 3x minus 7. This is a function, and he said that what is the values of first part is f of 4. Now this is going to be understand that in a bracket, rather he replace the value of x. So in the bracket, if we say that 4, if we say that 5, so you just put this number into the function. So just put this number into the function. If you say that f of 4, so we use 4 as a value of x. So and you see that f of 4 is equals to 3 times 4 minus 7, which is 12 minus 7, you got 5. So this is a simple calculations of the function. So you got f of 4 is 5. Next b part, he says that find f of minus 5. Now again we will replace the value of x with minus 5. So 3 times minus 5 minus 7 minus 15 minus 7 minus 22. So we got the answer. This is input, and when you got the answer, this is output. You use the value of minus 5 and the function give you the answer is 22. Next is c part is f of 9 plus 2. So you just simply put the value of x is equals to 9. 3 times 9 minus 7, 27 minus 9, 20. Now this plus 2 is a separate, so don't use this one 2 into the value of x. This is a separate value. When you got the f of 9 answer, then add 2 to the answer. 20 plus 2 is 22. Next d part is 2 times f of 6. So first we have to calculate f of 6. So f of 6 is 6. 3 times 18 minus 7, 11. 11 2s are 22. So this is 2 times of f of 6. So first we have to calculate f of 6, then we multiply with 2, we got the answer. So next move on, question number 2. Question number 2 is if the height of an object at time t is given by h of t is equals to 10t square minus 2t. So he said that height of an object height is at time t is given by, this is the representation of height of any object with the representation of with the dependent of variable is time. So if you say that find the height at time 4, so what is the height of the object when time is 4? Time is equals to 4, t is equals to 4. So we just put the value of t in this function. So it becomes h of 4 is equals to 10 times 4 square minus 2 times 4. So it becomes 160 minus 8. It becomes 152. Next b part is find the height at the time t is equals to b. So just put the value of t is equals to b in the function. You got h of b is equals to 10b square minus 2b. Simple. So we replace t with b. It becomes 10b square minus 2b. Next move on is c part is find the height at time is equals to 3b. Now it becomes a 3b. So we just put the t is equals to 3b in the function. So h of 3b is equals to 10 times 3b whole square minus 2 times 3b. So 10 times 3b whole square means 9b square minus 3 2s are 6. So it becomes minus 6b. So 90b square minus 6b. So this is the final answer. If you say that give your answer in the simplest form, so we just take the b common and 3 as well common. So 3b. So we got the simplest answer. Next d part is find the height at time is equals to b plus 1. So we just put in the given function h of b plus 1 equals to 10 times b plus 1 whole square minus 2 times b plus 1. Now here we apply the expansion of algebra, or you can also apply the identity, first identity of algebra, which is a plus b whole square, a square plus 2ab plus b square. So or you can also expand with the writing the two brackets. So 10 times b square plus 2b plus 1, this is the simply expansion. So now 10 multiply with this, so 10b square 20b plus 10, and simply minus 2 multiply with both the values, minus 2 with b minus 2b minus 2 multiply with plus 1 minus 2. Now arrange or like terms, add or subtract, it becomes 10b square plus 18b plus 8. So you got the simplest answer. This is the simply identification of function by using some other values. So whatever the values in the question, you just put the value in the function. Whatever the variable is using, this is in this question, the variable is t and the representation of function is age. So he just replacing the values of t, either t is equals to 3, b either t is equals to b plus 1, either t is equals to 4, whatever the value of the variable is. So you just put in the function, given function. So next move on, this is the homework for the first one topic, numeric functions. Here you have two functions, f of x is equals to this and g of x is equals to this. So you have to solve on the notebooks and give the response of this homework, and I also attach the separate worksheets of the past papers questions of this topic. So this is the 6 parts of this question, so you have to solve this one and give the response. It is compulsory for everyone, so be conscious about these topics and revisions. I also attach the worksheets for this one. Thank you so much.